Because I like this is like a Christmas for me with all of
Yeah.
these
And
freaking
I'm sure
footnotes.
there will be some good stuff in there, but we can get really distracted very quickly and spend a lot of time on, you know, just stuff that we don't need to spend a lot of time on. So maybe we don't need to do the NET. Maybe we could, you want to try the New Living? We don't have to switch
No,
it
no,
out.
let's
I'm
do the
just,
NET. No, like let's just do it. Come on, man. Let's just do the
NET.
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 I'll just have to pull back on my tendency
I don't trust
to
you.
read the
I
footnotes. That's
don't
it.
trust you.
What?
I don't.
Hey, you're gonna have to try. Trust. What
Uh,
are you? You're putting out your trust in Prince's Northern Sentiment, but you can put him in Jay Witt. Like you can put him. You can put your trust. What is going on with Al? What are you doing, Al?
I'm reading.
There's nothing on your screen. You turn the screen around,
I'm
and there was.
reading, yo.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
reading.
okay. You're reading. You're reading the
This
text.
guy, take it easy. All right.
all
This
right.
Take it easy.
guy.
Okay.
This guy's studying to show himself approved. A workman needs not be ashamed.
Hey, this guy, Jay Witt was just totally harping on me this whole night, man. It's like
Really?
ridiculous.
Wow. See. All right. So we're gonna rock with the NET, and we're going to hold Jay Witt accountable to not be. But see, hmm, another thing I'm thinking about, if we're rocking with the NET, are we also inviting the readers to read the same version, and will they be distracted by the many footnotes? I guess that doesn't really matter. I'm asking.
Uh, no, I think we should just kind of go ahead and see what happens.
All right,
Okay.
let's do it.
Well, welcome to N-urch. This is a we're in a whole new book, a whole new series. We haven't even really discussed what we're actually doing in the book of Job. We just thought Javid was saying after the epistle, he wanted to go to a more narrative, and we were trying to figure out what to do, maybe one of the gospels. And for some reason, it just dawned on me that the book of Job, it would be great to make commentary on the commentary, like on what Job's friends are having to say, because they're laying out all these theological arguments. And I got a feeling we're going to find ourselves having a lot of dialogue about the dialogue there. But it's a long book. So, fellas, what do you guys think? Do you think how are we going to do this? Are we going to, if we're doing N-urch every other Sunday, we'll be in N-urch until we're 70. We'll be in Job, I should say, until we're 70 if we're going to stick with this entire book. Is there a way to streamline this? What were you guys thinking?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I,
I didn't even think about that.
I'm ready for it to take us on a ride because um, I feel like there's so many. Interestingly enough, as I just go through my mental right now, I don't recall the New Testament and other authors referring to Job actually that much, if at all.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't feel like it's cross-referenced directly in the Bible itself, but I feel like a lot of the themes that arise from the Book of Job are they kind of peep their head up in other like yeah I don't believe he's mentioned anywhere else in the Bible if I'm not mistaken from what I can recall.
Hmm.
I don't believe he's mentioned, but there are very important themes that find their way into other books. So
So,
like yeah,
in saying that, you're not afraid of getting bogged down in Job if we plan to go through this chapter by chapter.
I feel like he's going to open up opportunities to do little excursus and maybe a week outside of Job just because
Well,
so
so
many
hold on.
themes.
So yeah, maybe you're giving us a way out of the book of Job, um, to be able to do some of the cross referencing and leave Job to go somewhere else. But then that seems like that just makes it take even longer though. If we're going to other passages and then coming back to Job, this seems like it's going to be forever.
Well, I mean, once we get to, we can see if we can summarize some of the chapters. Because basically when his friends emerge, they bring very specific arguments, and they might, like, almost like an affidavit or something. They might they
Right.
might they support the argument with examples, but it's actually one argument essentially. So you could summarize the argument they're making and their support, and we could deal with that.
Okay.
And in fact, actually, I'm just thinking right now, I wonder if now reading through it, we might find some sympathy with some of, like, are some of his friends like counter
Well, no,
apologists to the to the.
that's what I was
Mhm.
saying a minute ago. I think when I talked about us having dialogue about the dialogue, I was going to say I think we're going to find ourselves siding more with the people that the text doesn't want us to side with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think we could still, like, if we take that kind of approach,
Mm-hmm.
summarizing and argument instead of actually trying to walk through every verse of the argument, we could get through it much more efficiently, because a lot of it is
Yeah.
just kind of like a soliloquy of a person just kind of like but they're waxing eloquent over one point. They're going Jay Witt, which you said I did on my pod, right? He's got all of his friends are Jay Witts.
A pious
Stockholm
syndrome.
syndrome.
Say more, say more, say more.
Yeah.
No, you guys, I mean, you understand what I'm saying with that. I just try to say it simply, like, and succinctly there. But I
Well,
do believe that. Mhm.
well, the question I was going to ask you. So the lesson here is you said pious Stockholm syndrome. No matter what this God does to you,
Hmm.
you don't complain. But here's the thing. This is a story being told about Job. One of the things that never gets cleared up, or no, not cleared up. We know this because we're never told this. Job never knows what happened between God and the Satan. The question I have is, okay, if the lesson is Job did the right thing by not cursing God, is it the right thing because you can never curse God no matter what? Or is it only the right thing because Job didn't really know why it was happening? The question I'm asking is really this. If Job in the story was to become aware of why this was happening, if Job were to become aware that Satan was challenged by Yahweh to find someone who is not going to curse God no matter what, and the 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 die was cast and it fell on him,
Hmm.
and it was his turn to get tested. If Job were to know that that's why all this shit is happening to him, are you telling me that the moral of the story is no matter what, you can't curse God, even if you find out that Satan's fucking, or God and Satan are fucking with you
I,
together?
Damn.
I think
Yeah.
I think we're understating it, just focusing on the negative of cursing, because instead he's blessing him. That's why I said Stockholm syndrome, because that's what
Mm.
happens in those places when you hear about true crime, and it's like the person kept the woman in a, the child, I should say. Usually it's like a child. Often they kept them in some really horrid condition, but somehow the child ended up being very endeared, having very
Mm.
endearing feelings toward the actual abuser. Is this sounds this